Hi, welcome back. I'm Brandy Schmidt. I am the owner and instructor at Repose LLC. You can find us on Facebook and now on OCTV. Thank you for joining us today. We're having a basic yoga class. This is for all levels of practice. If you've never done yoga before, you're in the right spot. I just like to remind everyone that you need to honor your body's limitations. If there's anything that we show you or offer, suggest, and it's just not right for you, sit it out. Do a posture that is right for you, or just do part of a posture. My intention and the real heart of Repose was just to get everyone in the community, no matter where you're at in your physical life, in your age, in your capabilities, that we get just a little more movement and feel better about ourselves and leave feeling that we're better than when we came. So thank you for joining us in Leonard, Michigan. I hope you enjoy the class.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Welcome to Oxford Community Television. We are proud that our 4 communities continue to choose local programming, local news, sports, community issues, familiar faces, celebrations, and commitment to each other. Welcome to Oxford Community Television.
Good morning, welcome to Repose. I'm Brandy, and we're back here at Scripter Park in Oxford. 9 a.m. classes if you ever want to join us for the summertime. We're going to start in a nice seated position. Take a moment to get comfortable, connect with your breath. We'll get started. From here, we're going to cross the ankles or bring the legs over to one side, whichever way allows you to come up onto the knees. I'm going to do a couple cat and cows, inhaling to drop the belly, looking up. Exhale to round in, press into the shoulder blades, drop the chin. And a few more to your own breath. One more exhale and we'll meet at a nice flat back and table. Start to walk the hands towards the knees as we come up to kneeling. Opening the heart, the chest, drawing the shoulders back. It's like a kneeling mountain pose. Open the fingers wide, palms face forward. Neck is long, just breathe. Focus on the breath and the belly. Start to bring both hands behind the back. We're going to try to reach for opposite hands and interlace fingers. If that won't work for you today, you might just grab opposite wrists or elbows. Whatever you're able to do, draw those shoulders back, look up towards the sky, start to pull away with the arms. And then exhale to bow forward. You're going to allow those arms to pull up towards the sky as you lean in as much as you're able to do today. Slowly rise, keeping the hands together until you've risen. Slowly releasing the arms. Shake it out if you need to. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Allows us a little fuller breath than when we're seated. Just to really expand the lungs, maybe a little back bend. And start to bow forward, hands come back to the mat. You're going to bring the right foot behind you, pressing into the heel. We won't be here long. Just start to stretch the calf this morning. And start to walk that extended leg, that right leg, over to the side so the foot is into the sand or the earth. Start to sit back. So we're going to be opening up the groin and the hip here, kind of sitting back, coming down onto the forearms. If that's too deep, you can remain onto the hands, just starting to bring the hips back towards the feet a little bit. And we're just stretching into that right inner leg, inner thigh. Start to plant the hands and rise again. Walk the hands towards the body. Try to find some stability. You might have to dig that foot a little bit into the sand so you don't slide here. Start to rise up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring that right hand down to that extended leg, and that left hand is going to reach over. So we're using that leg for support, and we're just reaching. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, start to sweep that left hand down to the opposite side, all the way down to the ground. Right arm reaches up. And if you're able to, you might try to bring that right foot off of the earth. It's not a requirement, it's just an option. You might play with just lifting the toes up and back down, stretching that arm overhead a little bit more. Again, yoga is about exploring where you're at within your limitations and playing there and gradually working towards those next levels over time. So never overdo it. Laugh at yourself if what you try doesn't work. Sometimes we fumble. We just want to not hurt ourselves. So have fun with it. We're at the beach. It's meant to be playful. Inhale to expand that right arm back up if it's not already there. Start to pull back towards that extended leg to rise. Inhale, arms come overhead, looking up. Exhale, start to bring the hands down in front. Start to sink the hip back for stability until the hands come down to the mat. Sweep that right leg back behind you. Press into the calf one more time by pressing into the heel, stretching the calf. And then when you're ready, that knee comes back in. Start to bring the hips down. We're just going to do a little rest here in child's pose. Bring the head all the way down. 3 nice deep breaths. And begin to rise. We're going to switch to the other side. Left leg extends, pressing into the left heel, stretching that left calf. Everyone's doing great. When you're ready, start to bring that left foot out to the side. Find that stability. Maybe we dig in. And start to sink the hips back towards the feet a little bit until you feel the stretch in that groin, inner thigh. Again, you might come onto the forearms, you might not. And begin to rise back onto the hands. Walk the hands towards the body until you come to that kneeling on one knee. Inhale, arms come overhead once you arrive. Take your time. Stretch it up, and then that left hand is going to come to that extended left leg. Right arm reaches overhead. Nice stretch into the side body and hip. Breathe. When you're ready to inhale, nice reach back up overhead, and then that right arm leads slowly all the way to the earth on the right side. Left arm starts to reach up and over. Find some balance here, and then maybe play with that foot. Maybe we tap the toe up and down, or maybe you're able to extend and hold. Don't hold the breath. Keep deep breathing. You're doing a good job. One more deep inhale, slow exhale. Inhale as the left arm starts to reach up and carries it over as you lift the body to kneeling. Maybe you have to dust some sand off. Inhale to rise, arms overhead. Exhale to bow forward, coming back into that table-like position, sweeping that left leg behind you. Press into the heel one more time, a few breaths. And start to bring the knees back in. Bring the toes together this time once you get those knees underneath you, and spread the knees a little bit wider, as wide as your mat if you're able to. Then sink the hips back. We're going to take a few extra breaths here, a little bit longer in this little bit deeper child's pose. If the arms are tired, they can come down to the side, or even behind the back might feel nice right here. Start to release the arms down if you had them behind your back. Start to rock up onto the knees once again. Coming back into that tabletop position. Inhale to drop the belly and look up. Curl the toes under. Really try to spread those pinky toes out. See if you can rock the feet side to side and get all the toes for just a moment. And then do what will allow you to lift the knees up off the mat and come into downward dog, pressing into the heels. Head drops down. Think about drawing the rib cage towards the knees. It's not about the knees being straight. It's about lengthening the spine from the tailbone all the way to the head. Over time, those knees allow themselves to straighten more and more, but it takes time to get there. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Inhale to look up at the hands. Slowly walk the feet forward. They come up halfway, lengthen the spine here. Exhale to soften the knees and drop down and dangle. You're just gonna sway, let the tension off of the head and neck. Try to bring the chin in towards the chest and really release that back tension in the back of the neck. Sometimes the back of the leg shake here. It's a long, big stretch. Slowly rise, inhaling, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more of these. Inhale to release the arms and stretch overhead. Exhale to heart. Relax the arms down at the sides. Just check in with the feet. We want the feet to be under the knees, knees to be under the hips, not wider, not narrower. Think about standing up tall, drawing the shoulders back, nice long neck, not looking up at the sky, but just if I was pulling the top of the head straight up to the clouds. Draw the arms down, palms face forward, spread the fingers wide, breathe. Deep breaths. Take time to commit to yourself every day. Even if it's just a few stretches before bed or when you wake up in the morning. Even if it's just standing still in this mountain pose, smelling the air and feeling the wind around you. These are the moments that we say we're present in, to be fully present, to just acknowledge this moment, not busy thoughts of anything else, just how the air smells, how the earth feels, how your body stands today. When you're ready, inhale, arms overhead, a little bit more of a back bend this time. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to take a nice step out to the side with the left leg. So the right foot's going to stay right where it is. Step that left foot and leg back. Both knees are pointing forward, hips are pointing forward. Start to bend into that right knee. You want the knee to be over the ankle rather than the toes. Good adjustment. Inhale, both arms straight forward until you're able to look up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders. So we're not trying to stretch from the shoulders. We want to just elevate the arms. Find strength in this pose. Let the feet work. Feel all the toes into the earth. Focus on the balance and the breath. Warrior 1. One more deep inhale. Allow the arms to rise a little bit more, looking up just a little bit more. Hands come together and down to heart. Start to bring the right hand to that right thigh for support. Left hand's going to come down. Start to open up the hips towards the long edge of the mat, and you're going to adjust the back foot so that it's facing forward. And you're going to adjust the right foot so they're both facing the same way. Nice wide angle stance, facing the playground and the trees. So both feet are facing the long edge of the mat. So nice little back bend here. And then exhale as we bow forward. You can use the legs for support to get there. The hands can come down. Knees can be bent if needed. Just let the head drop down and dangle. Feeling a stretch in the legs and maybe in the back here too. Try to bring that chin down towards the chest. We want to get the tension off the neck and spine. And slowly inhale to rise halfway up. Find the legs for support. Come all the way to standing with the legs still wide. From here, we're going to bring the heels in. So keeping the toes where they're at, step one heel in at a time. So they're pointing opposite directions. Your feet are pointing out either direction. Start to sit a little bit lower, a little bit of a squat here. And you can have the hands on the knees for support. Try to lengthen the spine and lengthen the neck. So we're looking straight up. 3, 2, 1. And start to straighten those knees till we're standing upright again. Keeping the left foot, which is pointing the back of your mat, keep it right where it is. Start to walk the right toes to the side. So we're going to come and switch directions. Take your time getting there. We're facing the back of the mat now. Both feet and hips are pointing towards the back of the mat. Start to bend into that left knee. Left knee is over the ankle, not the toes. Perfect. And when you're ready, both arms start to rise. Warrior one to the left. Remember to just relax those shoulders. Maybe you look up a little more towards the sky if you're feeling stable. One more deep inhale, reach a little bit more, start to look up a little higher. Exhale, hands come together and down to the heart. We're going to bow over that bent knee. We're going to reach for the earth. Step that left foot back a little bit more. And then slowly slide that foot back until you're in a plank pose. Knees can come right down if that's the best option for you. Otherwise, hold that plank. Continue to breathe. 3, 2, 1. Let the elbows come towards the rib cage. Lower all the way down onto the belly. Let the head fold to either side. Maybe you look to the left or the right, whatever feels good for your neck. Take a breath or two here. Start to bring the right knee out to the side. We call this half frog pose. So you want the knee to be about as high as the hip if you're able. And just a slight flex of the foot. So we're not pointing the toes, we're flexing those toes up. And start to press that hip into the earth or the mat. Trying to open up that left side, that right side rather. And breathe. Start to switch legs, bringing that right leg down to meet the left. Allow that left knee to come out to the side. And just a little pressure on the back again. Start to bring that left leg down to meet the right. Stretching out both legs, reach both arms overhead. Start to roll onto the back from either side, whatever makes sense for you. Just give one more nice deep stretch with the arms overhead. Point the toes. Kiss the sun. Deep breath in, really let the arch of the back make its way off the mat, lifting the belly. And exhale as you relax the back down, arms come down to the sides. Soften the face, soften the neck, close the eyes. We'll conclude our class here in Shavasana. Stay as long as you like. For those at home, have a beautiful, peaceful rest, and we'll see you next time on Repose. Thank you for coming today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Leaving every day a little bit better than when we started. I hope to see you next week. Join us on our next episode. Have a good night. Namaste.